Hey, hey, hey.
Prophet, how are you?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question. So
What's up?
whenever you put the videos on YouTube, can you give me a video of us not in the speaker view?
Um,
It looks better when I promote it on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, Instagram, to have everybody in the clip. Does that make
yeah,
sense? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. What I'll do is I'll send you the recorded link, and then you can do whatever you want with it. So I'll start sending those over to you by this weekend. So all the shows that we had, so this way you'll have it.
That'll work. How have you been doing?
Uh, Surviving. New York is a little crazy, especially when
What's happening in New York?
um lot of gunplay right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we was doing good for a while with not too many shootings,
Uh-huh.
and in like 4 days, 63 people got shot.
Really?
63 people. It was like on by the time from Thursday to Saturday, it was like 32 people, and then we got like another 30 by the time Sunday came. Like it was just crazy. And you know,
I thought y'all supposed to be in the house.
no, they started opening the city back up. So after being in the house for 3 months, all the ghetto children decided they wanted to start busting guns. And you know, it's uh it's a little nuts.
Yeah, it sounds like it is. Let me put this on Instagram so I can see. Um, is there any way that you can tag me in the Instagram live or no?
I could probably send it to you. Um,
Okay, that way I can put it on my this or something.
okay.
Hello, stranger.
How you doing?
You know you haven't been here in like a month of Sundays.
What up, Sean?
What up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Cool. Because I don't have my other headphones, so I want to make sure I'm coming through clear.
So it's just a couple for tonight, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
And
And then
now
next,
I'm out of jail, so I can help on Facebook.
I'm out of jail too. I've been in jail the last 2 weeks too. So
Yeah, we can help on Facebook.
All right.
let's see. How can I tell? Let's see. Oh shit.
Now I'm too dark. Hold on.
Yeah.
Uh,
You look like me.
and your
No, your
guest is
lighting is
ready.
always good.
I mean, in real life, and not right now.
Your guest is in the waiting room.
Okay, let them in.
We got 4 more minutes. Okay.
All right, we got like about 3 minutes.
Okay, you can let Shani and them in.
Huh?
You can let him in.
No, he's in. He's there.
I don't see him on here. Well, how come we can't see him, Prophet?
You can't see him?
No, I only see Sean and you.
Oh, you want to see? Oh, the guest.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm about to go get me something to drink.
There you go.
Hi, Shani. Oh, she don't hear me. Hi, Shani.
Oh, let me unmute it. Hey.
Aren't you nice and sexy today?
You know, I got new hair.
I
put on my halter top. No,
Good.
it's not halter. It's a what is this called?
That is halter. It's a tube top.
I put on my pleather tube top. I'm ready.
Cool. So do y'all have like hello Mike, how are you?
Hey now, how are you?
I've seen you on social media. I've never met you in person, or I've never talked to you. I've talked to your wife before several times, but I've never talked to you. How are you?
Most of the world.
I know.
He doesn't do a lot of this. Is probably his second time doing something like this, where I do like all of them all the time. I'm trying to get him more into it. He don't like it.
To give y'all just what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do welcome, then I'm talking about the giveaway, the sponsor, and then I'm gonna introduce you guys and just kind of like talk about just random stuff for like 5 minutes. And then we're going to talk about the topic is how to keep the sex in your marriage. So I told Shine that I want to talk about like, that and like sex toys. Do y'all have sex toys?
Oh, let me grab and get my box. Yeah.
Go get your box.
All right.
And then I'll wait you come back and I'll say the rest of what we want to do.
Hello, everyone.
You're super low, Sean.
I'm low?
Yeah.
Why am I low? How about now?
Still the same.
What's going on? This isn't good. This is not good.
We can hear you, just low. I can hear you.
Yeah. You just might have to
sure
talk a little louder.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is at 9 I'm gonna play a song, and then once everything is up and on the social media platforms, I will play the intro, and then you go from there. Do you want me to put the guests back in the waiting room?
You can.
Okay. So I will be putting them back in the waiting room.
And then we'll put them back on in a second.
Okay, cool.
Not tonight. Phone on do not disturb, please.
I got a ringtone. Only sound I wanna hear when you deep moan. While I ride you in my ear, I got you stuck staring in my eyes. Baby, good luck handling my body. Daddy, you locked in love with the focus. Ain't it your target? Shoot from my spine. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. I love the way it sounds. You need a bed, that's all I wanna hear. Tonight, let's put it on vibrate. Need to feel you touch my body before we start this. Phone do not disturb, please. Got the lights on low, red to better set the mood. Hungry, yeah, I know, but tonight you're playing with your food. The more you taste, the wetter your face. Baby, eat up, better clean your plate. Want you to beat it, eat it, need it, please. Don't you stop until I'm shaking, yeah. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. I love the way it sounds. You need a bed, that's all I want. No need to slow down, boy, I like it rough. Give me more now, cause that's what I want. Tonight is going down, yeah, you know it's going down. Give you the code word when it's safe to stop. There's no need to slow down, cause I like it rough. Give me more now, cause that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. Tonight is going down, yeah, you know it's going down. Give you the code word when it's safe to stop.
Y'all ready for this?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
God, hey, are you talking about?
Let's talk about you and me.
You know what I want? You know, freak.
You're now listening to the Sex with Ashley radio show.
Welcome to your Wednesday night fix. This is your Wednesday night sex show. I am Ashley, and you are listening to the Sex with Ashley radio show. I like that song, Prophet, that you played before the intro. You played that same song last week. I'm going to need to know whose song that is. You can just like let me know later so I can put it in my playlist. You know, I like it's not really ratchet, but I like a good sex song to add to my playlist. You know, for the house. So today, Sean is back with us. You know, he's been on, I don't know where the hell he's been. He's been on vacation. He's gone the most vacations for somebody in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of COVID-19. Sean has gone on the most vacations, but he's here today. Hello, Sean.
What up, Ashley? I'm very happy to be here. I've been on my PTO days. I appreciate you letting me have these PTO days. Yes, I've been traveling during a pandemic and a civil war, but you know, Black love will let you do that sometimes.
You look like you got a haircut too.
Yeah, you know, got a little cleaned up.
I
Feel
see.
good.
I see what we're doing here. Okay. So today's show is being sponsored by King Noir. So if you happen to watch the show, I don't know, or listen to the show 2 weeks ago, we were talking about Black porn, and King Noir on the show, and he talked about how he has a dildo that he sells. So I was lucky enough to get one, and so I am giving one away tonight on the show. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Basically, y'all, we're slanging dick.
Yeah, we are. We're slanging dick tonight. Paper rattling, my bad. Sorry. So this is King Noir's dildo that we are giving away today. It's the pink one. It's 9 inches in length and it's 7 inches in diameter. So now a lot of you guys, you don't really follow all the rules with giveaways. So like you'll share the video, but you are not tagging 2 people. Okay, so for this one, I need for you to share the video if you're watching on Facebook, and you have to tag 2 people. That is the only way you can be qualified for this lovely little pink thing here. This is a lot going on. I can't even close my hand around. Look, if I have short, fat hands too, so that's a thing. And then on top of that, you also get 2 little autograph posters that he sent too. So that is the giveaway for today. And I'll do this again, throughout the show like I normally do. But I wanted to make sure I said it in the beginning, and I make sure that I reiterate, you have to share and tag 2 people in the comments, because y'all not doing that. Y'all will share or you'll tag. Because the person who won last week won the week before that too, because she was the only person who followed all the directions. So she got 2 toys. So
well, black people have problems with directions anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, well, y'all, they do half the assignment. You have to do a full assignment to get full credit. I know how y'all remember that in high school. All right, so Sean, yeah. So how are things? How's things in California where you are and all that jazz?
Things are well. It's hot as hell out here. We had some fires, and we got a heat wave. Yeah, so it's a little hot and crispy out here. But other than that, I mean, everything is good. Like I said, I'm excited to be back. It feels like I haven't been on this show for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
you've been
I'm
missing
excited to be
action.
back. Yeah.
So are the fires near? I'm great. I'm a little dick deprived, but I'm great. It's hump day, and I don't have anything to hump, so that's where we are. One of my friends asked me yesterday. He called. He was like, "So who you dating now?" I'm like, "I'm not dating a soul. No, nobody wants me." So that's where we are with that.
Got you.
Single out here in this world. I lucky for me, I have a whole drawer full of toys that get used quite regularly. So today we are talking about, hi Tamiko, she's on Facebook talking about my peoples. How are you, Tamiko? Do you want this dildo? Make sure you share and tag 2 people in the comments. Now that's how we giving away toys today. So today we are talking about how to keep the sex in your marriage, which I would think that, because you're married, that sex just automatically comes, because people get married. Some people do. They get married to have sex. So you would think that, this sex in a marriage is like not really a problem. You're having all the sex in the world, but apparently that's not true. So I have 2 people on here who are well versed in sex, because they own a novelty store. So it is Mike and Shani Hart. They are our guests for the evening.
Hey.
And so they own a Heart's Desire is in the DC area. They have 2 stores. I'm not sure the location. In a second they'll tell you. And Shani is also a sex coach, sex educator, sexpert, whatever you want to call her. So she is very versed in all things sex. So Shani and Mike, introduce yourselves and tell the people where your store was, because someone on my Instagram asked, and all I had was like, it's in DC. I couldn't really tell no other directions other than that.
Well, we have one. Both are in the DMV. If someone's not familiar with DMV, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia, all close together. One of our stores is in DC in Adams Morgan, 2408 18th Street Northwest. The other one is in Suitland, Maryland, which is PG County, where all the Black folks live. Mm-hmm. And that's 3613 St. Barnabas Road in Suitland.
Okay, cool. So, and tell us what you do. Tell us what you do, Shani, and Mike. You can tell what you do too. I don't want to exclude
sex.
Everything's sex. We the basis of what we do is we educate people on better ways to having sex, better ways to enhancing the fire in their bedroom. No matter if it's by yourself or with a partner or partners, we're here to help you express yourself in many ways.
And I especially love talking to Black women about this, because I think as Black women, we don't take enough time to put our pleasure as priority and empower ourselves and our sexuality, and actually, figure out what's pleasing us and take little pleasure in everyday life. So I love talking to Black women specifically about sex.
First, we have to pause and just give like a round of applause for how sexy Shani looks tonight. She is doing it. Look at her. She got a hair.
I
She all cute.
After you put the post up and the dude, I forget what his name was like, if I see a video with them two, and I'm like, bro, you don't want to do it. But
who was that? Oh, that was, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
But he was expecting sexiness, like the picture that you took, and I was like, that was on a good day.
Well, you look very nice, Shani, and you look nice too, Mike. I don't want to exclude you.
No worries, thank you.
Hey, nobody.
I'm just saying. So me and my friends who are married, this was a male friend. We had this conversation quite regularly, and we had the conversation on Tuesday, and he was talking about how he got married and he just does not have the same amount of sex as he had, as him and his wife, then girlfriend, were having before marriage. And I was like, really? Because I'm not married, right? So I would think that that sex would still flow the same, but apparently it does not. So talk about, and Shaw's been married before, so he can talk about this too. So talk about why sex differs from being single to married.
See, and Ashley, you be looking at the married people. You talked about married sex before, and you be like, I don't need to get married if that's what's gonna happen. You be looking at it through single people glasses.
I don't. I'm single, so I'm single.
But think about like when you're dating somebody and like all those new feelings and all that lust and all that stuff is going on, and then when you get married and you see that same person all the time. It's like one of my favorite restaurants is this restaurant, DC Maestro's. They have it in different places. And I love the lobster tail. Oh my goodness, I love these lobster tail, this place. But if I went to Maestro's every single day, eventually I'd be like, I don't really need lobster today.
Yeah, I can see that. But if you ask most singles, they'll probably tell you they don't have enough sex. Like in the perfect world, right? I can't wait to get married or to live with somebody. I'm cool with living with somebody so I can have access to all day dick if I want to, right? I might not do it, but I have access to it. Whereas now I have to actually like plan a date. You know what I'm saying? And if you're in the house with me, it's like I would be able to have more sex like I want to.
It's still planning. You're still going to plan for sex regardless, no matter if you're single, in a relationship, or married. You're still going to plan sex no matter what.
Because I said, what we do, we have gotten, because it was a point in time where people think that we be like having sex like jackrabbits all over the house. We like Candy and got a dungeon in the basement. Like they thought that she had, and we do all the things. And it had one point in time where we didn't have sex for like 3 months. And it wasn't because, I wasn't I'm still attracted. He's a pretty, I ain't gonna hype him up too much. He decent. He all right. He a pretty decent looking guy. It wasn't like I was still in love with him, still attracted to him, but it just all the other things. Like sex is not a priority as much as some of the other things when you get married, because you take it for granted. It's going to be there all the time. So we schedule sex right now. You schedule everything else. You schedule your hair appointments. You schedule going out with your girlfriends. You schedule all these things. Why not schedule sex? So I have in my phone twice a month. It's a time thing. It's already saved, and it says, throw that ass in a circle. That's my scheduled sex title.
Just twice a month?
So it's not saying that we're only going to have sex twice a month. With bonus days, we
I got real sad. I'm like,
we can still have sex, but if something happens and it's a tons of, because you're an entrepreneur, stuff happens, stuff is going on, and right now in the sex industry, stuff is popping. We've been So if it comes down to it where we don't get those because spontaneous sex is something in the movies and everything like that. It doesn't happen that often. But the spontaneous sex is extra. That's a bonus. But at least we'll have those days in our phone. So if stuff gets away from us, we know that we have that. And it actually works out good. I tell a lot of couples that because it actually sparks desire. It gives you something to look forward to. Like you might wake up and see, oh my goodness, today's sex day. You know, you might send them a sexy text. You might pick out something, you know, some lingerie to put on. You're actually looking forward to this date, which can help because a lot of women lack desire when it comes to sex. So that could actually help spark that.
Okay, so question. Do you think that single people put too much emphasis on sex if we're not going to be getting it that much anyway once we get married?
You know what? Because I think as single people sometimes use sex for different reasons. Sometimes single people use sex. Let me speak for myself. Sometimes I used it because I was bored. Sometimes I used it for validation. Sometimes I used it to try to get a man. Sometimes I used it to keep a man. Like single people, I think we use sex for so many different reasons. And then when you get married, those reasons really aren't into play anymore.
Okay, because the reason why I asked that, so I had someone send me a question. I have sex questions people ask me. So the question was, the girl, she was they weren't married. They had just moved in together. But she was not enjoying having sex with him. Like she didn't like it. And they've been dating for a year at this point, and she didn't like it the whole time they were together.
Yikes.
Right. So I was like, you know me, I'm always like, all right, go find some new dick to hop on. If you don't like it, you know, I'm just not a person who's going to tell someone, cause me, I'm not going to suffer through it because I feel like sex is important. So I was like, well, just go find something else that you like better. She was saying that he was a good dude or whatever. But now that you're talking, I'm like, well, maybe if she's not having the sex anyway, but like once a month, maybe she can just suffer through it.
Like on to the next one all the time. Like, what do you think? Remember, we had a talk that like if you're having bad sex with your partner, whose fault is that?
Yours.
It's if we're having bad sex and I feel that we're having bad sex, it's my fault because there's things that I can do to kind of engage and make it better because I know what I want. So I might need for her to spank me. I might need for her to choke me.
You want me to spank you?
I'm just saying. You know, I might need her to wear more lingerie. I mean, whatever that is, you know, I need to use my words and tell her this is what I need more of you in order for me to have more of an interaction, more of a better time. I need more of that.
But part of the problem is a lot of people don't know what they need. They don't know what they like. It's so many women that reach out to me and be like, you know, Bae is horrible in bed. What should I do this and that? And I'm like, okay, well, what are the things you like? I don't know. There's your problem, sis.
Yeah, they want, like, from what I've seen, a lot of women want the man to figure it out. Like, you know, They want you to figure it out like we're like they're mind readers. No, you have to be able to verbally say, and that's why, like, 'cause I work with a lot of singles, and Shani may work with married people or singles or combination, but that's why I tell single people it's important for you to be able to vocalize what's happening. So that way, when you guys are in a relationship or get married, you know, you won't have any problem saying, you know, this doesn't work for me, or let's try something different, because I'm able to vocalize. I know what I want, and I'm able to tell you what I want, because people ain't mind readers.
Right.
Nah.
Okay, so you gonna say that instead of telling her to go get a new boo?
It's different. Okay, it is different for us single people than married folk.
No,
because
it's the same thing.
The same.
But I'm stuck with you. I'm married to you. I'm single. I have options that I can readily go and seek out or go in.
So if you're seeking out these options, you're still relying on the person being a mind reader and doing, instead of saying it might be this one option and he might not be hitting it right, but maybe what he's doing, the last girl that sent her to the moon and back. So you might be like, hey, you know, you going right a little bit, I need you to swing left. And
now that's true.
It might be as simple as that.
Now, I do think you should communicate before you bounce. I do think you should try things. I do think you guys should try to figure it out. But sometimes, even when you try stuff, because sex is something that that's taught, right? You have to learn your partner. So, but sometimes you're just not compatible, and that's the real thing.
It could
It's a real thing.
It could probably be like if a dude, I messed with this dude one time, he was bomb on paper. He owned his own house, he ain't had no kids, he was tall, dark, and handsome, he was all the things, but his dick was too big. And as much as I said, stop shoving that big monster all the way in, he still kept pumping it to the max. And we just is not compatible.
It's not compatible.
I'm sorry.
So if they're not compatible, they're not.
I was feeling Mike right there, like he was like, "God, you just talk about this too big dick. I'm with you, bro."
Thank you.
I got you. I felt your pain. I felt that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So tonight's show is not about me and single people, so that's a whole other show. So we're talking about married folks, people who are, y'all legally binded agreement, and it's not as easy to, go to the new one. So how can people who are married? So what are some reasons that sex fades for you? Or like Sean, you were married, so I don't know if you want to share, but what was some reasons that in your marriage, if it was a reason, this was a thing, that sex was not as consistent as it was when y'all were dating?
It had to deal with communication, trust, where the relationship was going into the marriage, got into some bad habits. I think that sometimes, especially as a man, you come into this game like, oh, my sex game is strong for this individual. And so you're having sex with other women with one mind frame instead of thinking that every woman is different. You're coming in with, I gave her the super orgasm, so I can give every woman a super orgasm with the same sex game. Now, when you get into a relationship, into a marriage, you think that what I did in the dating, the courting, the fiance stage, you can continue on doing in the marriage stage in the same sex, but you grow as an individual. So there might be new needs or things that you used to do. I don't need that anymore. I might need this. And so we didn't communicate. We just felt like this is what it's been. We'll continue on doing it. And I've learned that you can't. You got to always communicate in all aspects. You have to have sex just like when you were having sex when you were first dating, that hot, passionate stuff, instead of it being a chore. There are things that you need to say, this is what I like and this is what I don't like. And I wasn't doing that back then. So I learned that, you got to be always a partner and always communicating with your partner. Don't take it for granted.
And so, just talking to other married women, sometimes things happen. So, especially if you have kids, kids take a lot of your time, and sometimes you might not be in the mood, especially if you have multiple kids. Okay, more power to the people who have multiple kids. I'm praying for you. And if they're all little, under school age or preschool age, you got 3 and 2-year-olds running around the house, child, nobody got time for sex. And then you have that, and then sometimes women we change. We have hormonal changes that we go through too, that all this are parts and factors as to sometimes why, and then sometimes we need help around the house. I read this meme or this status that said, a man who helps around the house gets more sex. I don't know if that was a study or something.
No,
but that's what it said.
No, it's true. Because women, a lot of times, our desire is decreased because we stressed out. It's too many things going on. So if our partner, husband, partner, whoever it is, wife, whoever, if they take some of the stuff off of our plate and make it so we don't have to think about all the other stuff to do, then that's going to raise our desire level. So now we can concentrate on sex. We can concentrate on being sexy that day at least. But you got to take some of the stuff off our plate. Why are you shaking your head?
I don't fully agree with that.
You don't agree with shit.
Oh shit! Ding ding.
Oh, can we can speak freely?
Yeah,
we can. Okay. So, thank you. So here's the thing. Yes, the first thing any person has to ask, and it happened to us when we did marriage counseling. It was, why did you get married? Did you want to be married? you know, like why, you know, if you say you don't want to do something, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, whether it's sex or anything. Number one, the whole reason you're being married is you want to spend that time with that particular person. So you always have to like find a way to be able to do things with your partner, sexual things, romantic things. You have to always be willing to engage. And I can tell you
that time.
You can't sit there and say, oh, because we have kids, that's the reason why we're not having sex. Because I got a whole lot on my plate, that's the reason we're not having sex.
But that's a valid excuse, though. You don't think so?
No, it's not. Because the reason I say it's not is because if you want to sit there and go get your hair and nails done, the guy want to go to the barbershop, you want to go and you're a cigarette smoker, you want to go and buy a pack of cigarettes or whatever it is that you do in life. If you can make time for that, you can make time for the person you love. No questions, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Fuck your shit.
You have to focus on that and work at it. That's it.
See, guys got different point of views. They think that that was a whole minimalized of everything.
That counts for men too, but no matter if you're a man or woman, I'm putting it out there. No matter, every person should spend more time focusing on it.
And that's easy to say, Mike, right? That is so easy to say from a male point of view. Now, I don't have any children, all right? However, I understand that as a woman, when I do have kids, the bulk of the responsibility of that child, married or not, is going to be on me. Like, I have to, you know, feed the baby, change the baby. You know, you will be at work or wherever you're going to be for the most part. Sometimes I'm the one that have to get up late with the baby. You'll be asleep, typically. Sometimes they get up, sometimes they don't. You know, I have to, you know, whatever. When the baby's sick or something, I'm the one that has to be home with the baby because you still be at work and the baby gets sick. So sometimes I just don't have time because I'm sitting here raising your big head kids. I don't have time.
Hey, hold on. There are some guys who stay home and take care of the kids too.
Oh my goodness, this little teeny percentage. Oh my goodness.
That's not our fault.
A little percent.
That's not our fault though. If we can sit there, we can take care of the kids. We can get up. We can cook and clean and do all the household stuff. If you want to go out there and work, don't sell yourself short, ladies.
But one of the main things, like when I coach my couples when they have kids, I tell them, like, you have to come out. Everything is about a plan. When you got a lot of stuff going on, you have to have a plan. Like, you need to get some locks on your doors so you could lock the door so the kids won't pop in there. You have to set some time to tell your kid, hey, on Saturday morning between, 10 a.m. and noon, I need y'all to sit down and keep yourself, occupied. And this is a time where me and daddy or me and mommy are going to be doing things. Or maybe it's Thursday night, you have a short dinner with the whole family. You put the kids away, they have to be on their own. And then you make time that you and your spouse are going to be together. So you have to have a plan. Like, just thinking it's going, because we have all these, when we get married, we have all these expectations from what we see, what the media puts out there, what we done seen in all these damn Disney movies and all this kind of stuff. But then when you get into it, you realize that people say it's work for a reason. And if you don't put the work in and all the planning, then you might fail. And it just takes little things that you can do to make it better.
So let's do some social media shout outs right quick. Let's shout out our audience who's watching us on Facebook.
I see Asia. I see Tamiko.
And Sean is froze.
Cornelia, thank you very much. Latasha. Yeah, you got some people in there asking some questions.
Cool. So let me run back through the giveaway today. We are giving away King Noir's. This is his it is a replica of his penis. This is his real penis. I look like this. It's just not pink. It's brown in real life.
It's nice. But, I didn't seen it.
Oh really? Have you? Do tell.
Yeah, I met him and his are they married? Him and his wife.
They're partners.
They're partners. Yeah. I met him and his partner, Jessa and Jasmine. I met them a few times at different things.
And what were you doing that you saw?
Well, I saw his video. They do porn, so I seen the
I do
porn. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
I did not see it in person.
Oh, I was gonna say, girl, what were you doing?
Because they had an after conference event thing that I could have seen it, but I ain't have the $50 to go. So I
need to start hanging out with you, Shani. But
yes,
I know. So this is King Noir. This is his member. It is 9 inches long and 7 inches wide. And you also get 2 autographed little posters of him. So if you, in order to qualify, you have to be watching this video. You have to share it on Facebook, and you have to tag 2 people in the comments. Some of y'all been sharing but not tagging, so you don't qualify. So in order to get the dildo, you have to share and tag 2 people. Real simple. Okay. All right, so back to our lovely couple here, Mike and Shani, the owners of Heart's Desires, which is a Black-owned novelty store in the DMV area.
Yeah, we fancy. We own erotic boutique.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's erotic boutique. My bad. So today we are talking about how to keep the sex in your marriage and I want to talk about this because I have friends who are married and I have friends who have expressed to me, and these are particularly coming from the guys. Most of the women, I did a poll actually on Facebook. It was really interesting. I did a poll. This was like a while ago, and the question was, do you have enough sex, or do you enjoy the sex, or whatever it was, in your marriage as it is? And most of the women were satisfied. Most of the men were not.
He never satisfied.
That was the very interesting thing. The men were like, nah, we don't have it enough, or she don't do it like she used to. And the women were like, yeah, sex is great. So I'm like, well, there's definitely.
Say, do you think we do it enough?
No, I'm actually satisfied with our sex life because I mean,
Okay.
It's different. It's different. Like if you because certain things that we put in place, that's the reason why I'm satisfied, because we're putting, she's taking the time, we're going out, we're still dating, even though we're married, we're dating, and those things that I require are being met.
And then one of the things that I love to tell couples also is figure out each other's love language. That's a really good thing. And then I think people, they drop the ball. So they take the quiz, they figure out each other's love languages, but you actually have to put it into play. You actually have to figure out ways to do the love language that your partner needs. Like I know his love language is affirmations and physical touch. So I know different ways that I'm going to actually do these things in fun ways, creative ways. And he knows my love language is pretty popular in women. Yes. But people confuse gifts. People think that gifts, if your love language is gift, it means like buy me diamonds, buy me an iPad, buy me this and that. Gifts is really more about, it's the thought that counts. So he might be at the store, I love Swedish fish. He might be at the store, see, a bag of Swedish fish and come home, but like, hey, I bought you these Swedish fish. That's going to be like, oh, and they was on sale for 99 cents. So he about to get his dick sucked for 99 cents. You have to know how to use these love languages to actually make your partner feel loved. I think that some people,
and that's important. And that's very important because a lot of people, they show love how it works for them versus of how your partner needs it. And so it's a disconnect because like, maybe maybe for her it's acts of service, and then acts of service is one, clean around the house will get you laid. Yes. But yours is gifts. And so you suddenly buying her stuff. She don't want that. She wants you to get a broom and a vacuum. That's what she wants. Yeah. But because you don't know, you're not, I guess you haven't talked about or don't know what her love language is, you're missing. It's a disconnect. So that's true.
Yeah. My second love language is acts of service. And I know that when I used to look out the window and see him out there cutting the grass, that used to do something for me. Because I'm thinking like he's doing something. Even though he's cutting it for the house, but just seeing him out there doing it, and he knows that I like the grass cut a certain way, and I'm like, damn, that's a sexy ass man. I'm getting wet up and looking in the window. I'm like, oh, it's about to be go time. So figuring it out how to do these things for your partner so they feel love, that's gonna get you more sex.
Mike, you getting a big piece of chicken. I see you, bro.
You see him, he eat all the chicken.
I have a question. So here's some questions I have for you. So what or how could couples who have different sex drives, how can they find a happy medium? Because sometimes, you know, like I used to date this person who wanted sex every day. I'm not an everyday sex person. That's not me. He wanted every day that we was alive and our eyes woke up, we were breathing. That's when he wanted sex. I have no interest in that. Mm-hmm. So we had to come to a happy medium. So how do you tell people, or what's a good happy medium for people who have different sex drives?
That's just it. You have to communicate and talk about it. To sit there and say, okay, well, one person, their idea of the amount of sex that they need to have is 3 times a day. Another person is only
3 times a day.
There are people out here, and then
college students. This can't be adults.
I'm serious. And then there's other people that feel like, okay, I only have sex probably 3 times a month. So then you have to be able to make a compromise. We have to compromise to say, hey, where can we come where, you know, neither one of us is pretty much missing out, but I can come up and do more and have more sex than 3 times a month, but I need you to come down versus that 3 times a day, you know, and you try to work it out to see exactly what can work for you. So that way both of you actually have an agreement and you're equally satisfied.
And a lot of times with people that say, like, especially with guys, that they say, I want sex, you know, every day, or I want sex 5 times a week. It's actually not the sex. A lot of them just want some touch. They want some intimacy. So figuring out what we can do so I ain't got to be huffing and puffing and jumping on top of you. Maybe one of those times I could just give you a back rub. Maybe another time we could sit down and have, you know, intimate conversation. Maybe another day I might give you, you know, some sexy text messages and send you some boob pics and stuff like that. Sometimes people just want the intimacy and they confuse that with actually wanting sex.
And that's what I learned. So I learned with that situation with him, it wasn't so much that it had to be penetrative sex every day. Like he was cool with like oral, giving or receiving, or he was cool with like doing other stuff. It didn't always have to be, we gotta be like boning every day, you know. So I'm like, okay, this works. Cause I don't have time to be fucking every day. I just don't.
No.
I don't have that type of time. I just don't have that type of time.
You don't want to make that.
No, I don't have the type of time. My coochie not made for that. Like, just not. It's just, that's not how my coochie made.
No.
I'm sorry.
Mine either. We must have got our cookies from the same place because mine ain't got that type of warranty either.
No, my warranty is like only for like, I got a 30-day warranty, not a 5-year one. You gotta go slow. So like, okay, so for couples who are in sexless marriages, because that's the whole thing. Because sometimes people have medical issues. Sometimes people are just, you know, just can't perform for various reasons. So what is some type of suggestions for those type of people, couples?
Well, I'll probably say when it comes, when people, because those questions we get asked every day inside the stores.
Okay.
And so basically when it comes to medical reasons of why, first you got to see, are they physically able to do some type of sexual activity? Whether it's oral sex to help them, help perform oral sex, help watch or assist with masturbation, you know, maybe help with the toy or something like that, maybe provide massage oil onto their back while they masturbate or something. It could be something as easy as that, but that's something you have to be able to communicate back and forth with your partner to say, hey, are you physically able to do this, and this? And maybe that can help out to still keep the interaction of sex alive.
Yeah, and I think one of the main things is, you know, some people think of sexless marriages and be like, oh my God, that's so bad. Some people are satisfied, or maybe it's just one person is unsatisfied. So getting down to what the person who is unsatisfied, what they need, or both people might be satisfied. You never know. But if they're not satisfied, a lot of times it's just reframing what sex means. A lot of people just think penis and vagina, that's sex. But
Yes.
sex could be so many
Many
other things. Like we think of sex as just like one little appetizer, but sex could be like a whole buffet. Like it's lots of stuff on there to choose from, and just thinking about it from a different kind of way, that helps a lot when I'm talking to couples, especially couples where the man might have had like prostate cancer, stuff like that. A lot of Black men have diabetes, high blood pressure, and on certain medications, and have erectile dysfunction. So it's certain things that we can help them reframe how they think about it. And it also is important, especially if it's the guy and they're having erectile dysfunction issues, is for, especially if the partner is a woman, not to put more pressure on them. Sometimes, women, sometimes our mouths, we be like, you know what? You better shut the hell up with your limp ass dick. Like that's not helping.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not helping. We don't want to hurt the ego. We want to let them know like sex isn't the be all end all. My love for you does not live and die in your penis, and we could do some other things.
Yes.
And that's really good advice.
Yeah, because I can tell you, definitely pay attention to the ego, because ladies, having a penis, that's our first best friend ever in life. Like, I kid you not. The penis is
not your dog.
Not my dog. No, my dog is not my best friend. My penis is number one. My number one best friend is my penis. We have been through everything.
We've gone everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Like we're inseparable. Like it's.
I'm laughing at this little bromance right here.
I've known you for years, bro. It feels like it.
Yeah. So definitely got to pay attention to that. Like, so whenever I'm feeling sad because my buddy's not feeling well.
He not feeling well.
But y'all have to be also receptive too, because I used to date this dude, and I'm about to be telling stories. Y'all be counting on your fingers how many people I'm dated. But anyway, I used to date this.
I already heard 50 stories over the years.
I can't talk, so I love it. It's all good.
At one point in time, he was older than me, and so he did have diabetes. He was in his 40s at the time, and so he had diabetes. So he did have an issue with getting it up and staying, erectile dysfunction and staying hard, right? However, he was not receptive to any type of any type of anything, really. I was like, let's try some toys or try. He was just like, no, like I don't need that. I'm like, oh, you kind of do. But I didn't.
In those cases, you're gonna have to move on. If it's
I did.
You can't teach anybody to do something they don't want to do. That's the only time that I ever tell somebody to move on. If you have these conversations and they're not open into listening to your needs, deuces, Bama.
Yeah, he did not want to accept the fact that he could not perform like he did when he was 20 or when he was 19. You're 43 now, you have a health issue. It's not the same. But I like you, but he just didn't want to accept it yet. What say, Sean?
I'm just saying you got to go back to what Mike was saying. That's individual, that we've had that penis for all our lives. Our pride is in there. How many athletes who should have retired, boxers, basketball players, football players that were past their prime and they just couldn't admit that it's over, bro, or you might need some help, or this might not be the league for you. It's the same thing with your penis. If all of a sudden you're like, I've been knocking it out the box for all these years and now I can keep it up for a minute, but now I can't keep it up forever. That's a hard blow for a man to be able to take, especially since we're doing most of the work anyway.
Whatever.
So, but he said one thing that stood out to me. He said, we've been knocking it out the box all these years.
So y'all think.
So we think.
So you think.
So we think. Then some women should be honest and say, no, you did knock it out the box. But still, in our minds, we have knocked
in your mind.
In our minds, we have knocked it out the box for
well,
all
we
these
still
years. And now reality is sinking in, like, I can't even keep it up to even get in the box. So it's just something we have to deal with. And she's right. If we're not going to accept that truth, then you need to leave us, because this old dog don't want to learn new tricks.
But if I'm married to you and you don't, what, Shani, I can't just up and leave. I'm married to you.
I've been divorced. This is my third marriage. I've already been divorced twice. It's not that hard. You go down, you pay $100 to the courthouse. It's not that hard.
It's my third.
does not, if they're not going to listen to you pleasure-wise, 9 times out of 10, they're not listening to you in different aspects of your life that you need to be pleasured. Like they're not just going to ignore your needs for sex. Usually they're ignoring other needs too. So yeah, deuces. Bye.
Okay. Okay, so if you're watching and you're married, Shani said deuces.
First counseling.
$100.
First counseling.
Okay, Mike.
First counseling. Always go there first. Counseling first. And then, you know, if it comes out that you still can't come up with the you can't come up with the plan, then move on.
That's hilarious. She was like, it ain't that hard. I did it twice.
But that's the thing though. A lot of people treat marriage just as if like they're dating, how they could just move on to the next person and the next person.
That's true.
They never really truly try to work it out. Now some things, yes, I agree with Shani. Some things are just things that you just can't work out. But everyone thinks because, I mean, it could be something minor, like he or she didn't go get toilet paper, I want a divorce. You know, like you know, like they find it could be some of the smallest things, and people just think that divorce is the answer to extra happiness. Or
well, maybe I done hated you for years, and the toilet paper was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
But that's just the whole thing. Like you have to go back and break down and uncover those things
before it gets up to that point.
Yeah, it shouldn't get to the point where like, oh, I'm divorcing because of toilet paper, and especially if that's what the person thinking. Like, yo, so what happened? Why your partner just up? Your partner just up?
It was hard to find toilet paper though.
I know it was, especially a couple months ago.
I'm just saying.
Hard. If I had this couple one time who look at him.
Right. He over there looking like a baller with his toilet paper.
Got you.
I had this couple. This was a Caucasian couple, and I'm gonna tell you why that's important in a second. She was married to this gentleman, and she was saying that she was prior to him, she had only dated African American men, right? So she was used to a certain type of penis. I'll just say that. You can. All right. So her husband, who was also Caucasian, like her, was not what she was used to. And so the question that she posed, she was trying to get help because she was like, you know, he's a nice dude. I like him. You know, he has some great job or something. But she was just like, you know, I don't think this can be fixed because I'm used to a certain thing and this ain't it. And like, you know, I'm like, well, you know, there's like penis extenders and all this type of things that maybe y'all can try, you know, before you just throw the man out with the bath water. But y'all, I thought that was I remember that question. I was very amused by that. You know,
she had a good black dick picker because I didn't had a whole bunch of little ass black dicks. They not always big.
They're not, or it could be he was just very small. I don't know what the size of his was. But she said he was not what she had been used to in her past.
Okay.
And the question was how. I didn't even ask. And the question was how can she like resolve that? Because she wanted her marriage to work. That was the thing.
But she knew that before she got married. His penis didn't get smaller while they got married. Right.
That's true.
Exactly. Why you
but she had all the other things on her checklist he met.
Had.
You know, like that was one of the things. He met all these other things. A lot of people do feel like, oh, well, the only thing that I'm missing is sex. Well, sex, and they feel sex can get better within time, you know.
But his dick wasn't gonna get bigger.
She didn't think
it all the way through.
She didn't think it all the way through.
Yeah.
But yes, there are penis extenders that can to help. So that way, if she needed more girth out of him or she needed more depth, so that way he could be longer, there are products that are available to help that. Only negative part about some of those items is they do take away sensation from the guy. So if he's already able to get erect, sometimes putting over certain sleeves and covering the shaft or the gland, the penis head, can sometimes help him lose sensation which will get him, which will actually make him go soft. So,
but he shouldn't have had a little dick. That's his problem.
You know what? Okay, so that segue us into our talking about toys. So, you guys on a toy store, and so how did y'all even start a toy store? Like, what was the idea behind that?
Help people. It's a whole lot of people having bad
That's not why you started it.
It's real, yeah.
He started it selling stripper shoes to the strippers at the strip club. He wanted to see butt naked girls at the strip club, so he used to sell stripper shoes at the strip club. That's how
she
it
can believe
started.
what she wants, but no, that's not true. That's not true. Honestly, 100%. When I got to the point, this is how it started. So how I got
you sell stripper shoes to strippers, Mike? Yes or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's how he started.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I started. It was toys first. It was toys, and then the demand for exotic dancers and entertainers needing supplies actually became a higher demand.
You see how he got all signed? They needed supplies.
Supplies. The demand for supplies was higher.
But no, it's truly helping people. Like, but the initial how it started was the thought of there were so many. This is how it started. I'm in high school.
Okay.
I'm hooking class with a bunch of friends,
and
we're in the hallway. We're hanging out. We're talking about sex, and I got to see that from that conversation, there were so many people in high school who were having bad sex. They were having sex, but they wasn't being satisfied.
Oh yeah, high school you got bad. I had
bad in high school and college too.
And then you move up to college, and then you move up, and then you're in adulthood.
My first marriage still had bad sex,
and it's bad sex. So it was like, well, how do I help fix this? So me trying to be a helper, I saw an issue, and toys and different sexual aids were the way to be able to help people, whether it was just something like massage oil, whether it was, it could be as little as massage oil or a game, and that could change your whole bedroom activity, just something small like that. And then it can go up to the toys, but, it was just, how can I help? How can I help?
And that's really neat, because I don't find a lot of men, especially a lot of Black men, into like the whole toy thing. That's neat.
And it's funny, when we first started dating, he already had his store. Because a lot of people think that me and him started it together. He already had the first store already established. And I used to do that. I don't have no claims that I'm like a perfect woman and I do everything correctly. No, I look at your cell phone. I used to pop up at the store because I'd be like, what is these hoes in here? Because women, they flirt. They want to get discounts, all the stuff and everything. So I used to pop up like, I was just in the neighborhood. No, I want to see what these hoes was up here doing at the store. So then I started coming to the store, and he was like, well, since you're going to be here all the time, you might as well get on this cash register. So I started working the cash register. And then I used to have people come and ask me questions, like, because they would see him there, me there. They were more likely to come to me and ask me questions. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what it does. I don't know why it does it. So that's when I started, entered in a sex education program. So I would have these type of answers. Because once I started working there, I realized that I really, really enjoyed it. It was like, I love talking. You know me, I'm a talk. And I love talking about sex. And I always got something to say. So it just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, she went from like a 5 to 100. Like I tell you, when she started learning these things, and she just kept going more and more and more, I was just like blown away at her passion and how her love for the education of sex and the education of the body, how it just like came out of her. I was like, that was a new turn on that I didn't even see during my interview process
interview process.
Like I didn't see any of that.
I was interviewing you. You did not interview me.
No, it works both ways. Hey, the fellas, we gotta be out there.
That's right.
You're picking and choosing your partner. You gotta interview them too. It's not one-sided. Like, oh, she chose me. I'm so happy. No. No,
Right.
I
don't do
chose
it.
her too. And that's good. So, you know, a wife, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. So you found someone who was compatible and can help you grow your business. Look at you, Mike. You got a winner with Shani.
I mean, if you see her, the way she helps people, the way she talks to them, it is such a beautiful thing. And the fact that they can come back and they'll be like a high five, or you see a comment from a review to sit there and say thank you.
I know, I love all the stuff on Instagram.
Yeah,
People
like,
DMing, like that's the whole, and especially because we cater to like 95% Black people, and that's like, and plus like we're like our house we're at now, we live in Suitland. Our main store is in Suitland. Like to me, that is Black-owned business. Having businesses in the area that you live in, keeping your dollars in your community and things like we don't, you know, open up our business like some, you know, other races come into these Black neighborhoods, open up their business, and then they close up shop and they drive 45 minutes back to their big ass house. We live in PG County. We live in Suitland. That is not the prime real estate part. It's the, you know, medium, and it's the hood. We live in the hood. And like, but I wouldn't have it no other way. I want to, that's one of the things I love about our business, that we are in our community. And one of the things that we strive to is always educating our community. And I wanted us to have, like I said, I was interviewed in this magazine, and one of the main things I was like, I wanted Black people to be able to go into, you know, our adult stores. They done looked at the magazines, the Cosmos and Essence and all these type of magazines, and seen all these nice toys, Womanizer and Satisfier and all these nice toys. I want them to be able to come in our store and get them, because a lot of times the adult stores in Black neighborhoods, they got all the dumb rubber dildos and the jelly toys, and they think that we don't, either we're not going to spend the money, or we're not worthy of having these nice things. And I wanted all of our Black couples and Black women to come in our store and get quality products, stuff that's not going to burn their coochie off, and stuff that's going to, you know, last a long time, stuff that they want to use. And that's like when I see people come in the store and they like, I got chandeliers, we got pretty furniture, we got all the things. I want to have the whole experience, because we deserve it. Black people, we deserve to go in places and feel like royalty. I hope when people come in our store, they're like, people always say they walk in and be like, ooh, this is nice. I didn't expect it to look like this. And it's a shame that we don't expect shit to look nice.
No, I mean, because not most, but a lot of sex toys are kind of have that sleazy look, and, you know, the kind you ashamed to go in, you just hide your face because you want nobody to see you go in there. They have, you know, so it's nice. I do like going to stores that have like the boutique feel, where it's kind of like, you know, nice and classy. I do love that. So since we're on the toy topic, let's talk about toys and couples, because a lot of people assume that couple, because I have a man, I have a woman, I have a partner, that I don't need sex toys, and that is so not true. So let's talk about your favorite toys and why are they your favorite.
You want to start this one off?
So my favorite toys, I tell a lot of people always ask me what, especially women come to me, I want to have a toy, I want to bring to the bedroom. First thing I say is, if you're just starting off, get something small, get something with, you know, that's not very complex. Like, you don't want to surprise your partner, especially if your partner is a dude, come in there with, you know, a 12-inch safari dildo and be like, hey, like, that's intimidating. That makes me like replacing them.
So before we do that, so how can someone who wants to try a toy, how can they get their partner on board with that? So what can they do about that first?
You gotta finesse the situation. How do you gotta finesse it? Like, so give them a couple tips on how to finesse it.
So some of the things you're gonna do is actually, first you're gonna sit down, and you either have to do it during date night with your mate, or in a one-on-one situation, maybe in the bedroom or something like that, and say, hey, I want to try something different in the bedroom. Maybe like you heard this radio show, and
that's
they were talking about toys.
Yeah, that's an easy way to lead into it. Like, hey, I saw this article about toys, and it was talking about how to enhance relationship. What do you think? That's a kind of you know, low risk way to bring it up. So then you can see what they say. They'll be like, I'm not gonna do that. Be like, okay, I'm gonna come back to this a little later. But they might be like, well, what did it say? Then it's like, okay, let's talk some more. So you really have to finesse it. Like, you know your partner. You know if there's someone that's going to be open to things, and they're like, they go hard and try new things, or you got to kind of sneak it on in there. Maybe, you know, email them, you know, take the link from this episode and send it to them and be like, or tag them in this post and be like, hey, boo, watch this, you know, they're talking some good stuff that we should try this. So it's different ways to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely take those things in consideration. Like, use social media, use your radio stations, use these conversations to be able to bring on a conversation for you and your mate. Maybe, like, again, you see this link and you're watching it, send it to your mate and sit there and tell them, like, hey, watch this. And then after you watch it, call me or send me a text so that way we could talk about it. Yeah. What do you think about this? You know, how did you feel about what was said? You know, you as a man, you know, most men don't like, oh, I feel like a toy is replacing me. You know, but in all reality, trust me, fellas, it is not.
It's not.
It is not.
You know.
And also go ahead and like invite your partner, be like, hey, I think it'll be really cool. We've never visited a sex toy store together. Let's go to our local store. Like, you could do a whole date night. Go to the sex toy store, pick out something together. A lot of times if you're a woman and your partner is a guy, having them more involved in the process. So you go to the store and y'all pick out something together, and they can pick out something that's not going to be intimidating for them. Then you go to dinner, y'all sitting there playing footsies, talking about all the things you're going to do. That's building desire. Ladies, that's helping us out. It's building the momentum. And then you go home, and then, you know, it's on like Donkey Kong when you get home. So you have to find out different ways to make, especially if your partner is a guy, to make them feel, not put them on a defensive.
Especially a black guy. No.
Yeah, especially if it's guy. Like, I like using the whole compliment sandwich and be like, you know, I love having sex with you. I love all the things that we do. And I think it would be exciting if we try this. You got to boost them up. You got to start up here and boost them up and give them a compliment, and then add in something that you want in the middle, and then add a compliment on the back end. Give them a compliment sandwich, and that's
good. That's a good tip. A compliment sandwich. I like
compliment
that.
Sandwich.
I like that. Okay, so show us some of your favorite toys that people can use in the bedroom with their partners.
So one of my favorite toys that I love, even though it's big, this is probably the most famous sex toy ever, the Magic Wand. But I mean, it started off as a body massager, how it became a sex toy. And this is something that your partner can hold in their hand. So, you know, put them in a mix. Let them be in charge of your pleasure. So it's really helpful if you are a woman and you have trouble having orgasms while you're having sex. You know, 80% of us don't have orgasms from penetrative sex alone. So getting something in the mix to give us some clitoral stimulation is going to be a plus. Your partner can hold this. One of my favorite positions with this is Doggy Style. He's behind me. He's holding this. You know, he's doing a whole reach around joint. And so he's stimulating me, and he knows I'm having a good time. I love the Magic Wand. I also love using this. One of the things I talk about when I'm giving my blowjob class is finding ways to make sure that you're having some pleasure, the person giving the blowjob. This is big enough that if you're in a seated position on your knees, you can sit on this, get you some stimulation going while you're giving a blowjob. So this toy like this, I like more bang for my buck. Yes. I like toys I can use in a bunch of different ways.
The wand is, I tell people all the time, like, the wand is like the one size fit all toys. You don't need anything other than that.
Well, and it honestly, like, so this is one of the most popular one.
Yeah,
but they come in different sizes, colors. So you can get them really, really small, like pocket size, all the way up to the full size. So this will be considered full size. So you have options. So that way, if somebody like, oh, I want something a little more smaller, something that I can put in my purse or I can travel with, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. This right here is a carry-on for me, but you know, if I'm at the airport, I just carry on. But some people can go after other products like this. Right. And if you do decide to travel with them, one thing that a lot of people don't know is that a lot of these products come with travel mode. So that way, if it's in your bag and the button actually accidentally gets pushed, it's in travel mode. So that way it doesn't cut on. So that way you're not embarrassed
Yes.
on the plane, train, or wherever while you're in motion. So that's one of the pluses too. So this definitely.
Yeah, magic wand. And something else that's good for couples specifically, a good cock ring, vibrating cock ring. Again, giving clitoral stimulation. If your partner has a penis, you have a clit. So it's, a lot of guys, they see this and they're like, I'm not going to be able to fit that because so many guys are so big.
Yeah, it's too big for it. Yeah.
It stretches. Like it's around his whole wrist and he got big ass hands. You'll be fine with your wiener.
It'll fit.
But no, in all seriousness, the vibrating cock rings, a lot of them are inexpensive. It's a great toy if you just want to try something out and not want to spend a lot of money. Some of them are disposable. You can get one that's one-time use. Use it. When the battery runs out, you throw it away. So that's something easy, low risk to try.
Yeah, and the key is just follow the clitoris. So basically, if you're in missionary position, lady on her back, fella on top, you could be able to penetrate inside and keep this towards the clitoris. If you move into the doggy style position, she rolls over, you just take it, twist it around, and in that way, with doing penetration, it can actually still be able to hit against the clitoris at the same time. From the side, you want to be in the scissor effect. You can do it sideways too. So you have tons of options of to be able to have fun.
Sideways. We both got too much cushion.
Sideways is nice. I like sideways.
I'm telling you.
All this gut, and he got gut, and we ain't. It don't line up right.
But you got options. So that's the whole thing. It's like, don't think that just because you buy this product, and that's another thing. Yes, it's a vibrating cock ring, but I can add massage oil onto it, and now I can put it in my hand, and while it's vibrating, it's going to vibrate the inside. I'm gonna keep it on like a finger ring. It vibrates, and I'm gonna give a nice massage. I can massage her breasts. I can massage her clitoris at the same time. So I can use it as a hand ring as long as, or then when I'm ready to have intercourse, I can use it for that. If I want to go to oral sex, I can take it and rub it on the top part of her clitoris, and I can lick the bottom. You have tons of options.
I would like that tonight.
I never thought about that. Like, ooh,
okay. And it does so many different things.
I mean, but that's what sex toys, like people, they use them just for what the box says it's for. But you gotta use your imagination and figure out all the different ways that you can use it for yourself and your partner.
Okay, what else y'all got? I'm curious.
I heard you say you don't like the WeVibe Sync. They came up with a new one. They came up with a new one called the Chorus. I don't have the remote down here. I left the remote upstairs.
Is it better than the Sync?
It's a new remote, and it actually syncs together with the remote a lot better. They got a new interface. It's really good. I like the Sync the Chorus because it has the dual vibrations. I like it. I like using it by myself. A lot of people don't. They think they just have to use it with their partners. You can use it by yourself. So I like doing that to have internal and external stimulation. And you could have this in and use a dildo. So you're controlling all your own pleasure by yourself. You don't need a partner there. But it's just all these app toys, like the Lush is another common one. You see this a lot in porn and the cam models.
Hooks to your cell phone.
So the toys like this that work with apps, it's just giving a lot of guys like technology. It's just giving them something else, a toy to play with that they could be on their phone playing with. And I like the Lush and the Sync because you can wear these outside and have discreet public play. You could be sitting at dinner and he could be on his phone. It's different from I like vibrating panties, but a lot of them have the ring controller, and people can see you pushing it. But if you're just on your phone controlling it, nobody
know what you're doing.
Everybody on their phone.
So sidebar, do y'all sell the Lush? Okay, because somebody asked me about it, and I was like, I didn't find out who sells it, so I'll be
we sell them. Both stores have them in stock and on our website. You can go on the website or in both stores, they're available.
Yeah, probably the Magic Wand.
I'll send them your way.
A couple of other things are the Lush is probably in the top 3 toys that we sell. Yeah.
But she saw it on porn, and I was like, I'll figure out.
People do.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome toy. I love it.
I've never tried it because I'm not. I've tried the remote, the app toys. I'd be like, I just don't be that impressed on the ones I've tried.
So I like the app toys more for the novelty of it and doing something fun and different.
Yeah.
And like the app toys, I don't think any of them have actually brought me to orgasm.
Okay.
I don't think any of them have.
Okay.
So I like just the fun of it, because everything, like, I think sometimes we are too orgasm focused, and we're forgetting about the pleasure and the fun, and it's just something for us to do together. It's something that we can connect doing and bring us closer. You know, I can get my orgasm later, but we lose focus of the pleasure and focus on the orgasm too much, I think.
And that's true. That's true. So do you have any like swings or like bondage toys?
We don't have any now, but we did a video last week of this door swing, and we demonstrated three
positions.
We did 4 positions. If you go to our Facebook page at Heart's Desires Lingerie, or it's on our Instagram too. Instagram's probably easier. Yeah. If you go to our IG and you go to it's at Heart's Desires, HARTSDSIRES, and you go to our IGTV, you'll see us demonstrating this door swing. Tons of fun, super comfortable. Like, I'm lazy. Like, I'm sorry. Like in the sex department, I'm lazy. I don't want to do a whole bunch. I'm not gonna go pop and ride forever. I'm not gonna do all that. And the swing, it got a little seat. You can sit in the seat. It got little things you can put your legs in, and you're just sitting back there, and it's comfortable. So the swing, the one that we demonstrated, it was the Door Jam Sex Sling. That's on our website. And also, if you want to see the video of us acting a fool like we normally do in our videos, you can go to our IGTV and see it. But yeah, I like bondage toys and restraints and sex furniture,
paddles. But even like the sex sling, or even the swings. Like, we have some that you actually can connect to a sex stand. You can also put it in the ceiling of your house, or for people who don't want to put holes in their ceilings, they can actually use the door products that can sit there and strap over the door, like the St. Andrew's cross. You have the door sling, the door swing. You have tons of options. People who have back troubles or knee issues, like a lot of those products, like the sling going across the door.
Sex position pillows. Those are clutch for, I mean, if you have any pain issues, disabilities, or you just want to prop your pelvis up. A lot of times you can get a whole lot more pleasure, especially the woman that had the partner with the little dick. She should have did more positions that prop her pelvis in a way for deeper penetration. Like, it's certain things you could do for little dick dudes, and the sex position pillow will help.
I think she was just over him altogether. I think she was over little dick dude.
I be over little dick dudes too, but
I gotta keep hope alive. He met all the others.
He did.
All other boxes were checked. Come on.
Except for that one, and that is an important one though. But if you're like big on sex,
maybe she could have asked like maybe a hall pass every now and then, and she go back to one of those.
He ain't going for that.
You never. How you know if you don't ask?
I don't know. But then we also sometimes. There's toys that are made just for one person, for solo sex. But sometimes it's fun bringing toys in a mix that you can watch your partner use them. So this one is a masturbation sleeve for guys. I don't hardly ever talk about guy toys, because that's talking to guys is not my jam. My jam is talking to women. But this one simulates
oral sex.
Oh, that's neat.
It warms. It has a heater in it. It warms up. It spasms. It vibrates. It does all these different things.
Waterproof.
You can use it in the shower. So you don't. If you bought this for your guy, he can use this by himself. But it's also fun to use it on him and be there with him. Maybe have a mutual masturbation session. Like, you don't always have to have the sex. The penetration.
Yeah,
you can do different things where y'all together. So he can have this on. You know, my favorite toy right now is the Womanizer Duo. This is oh my God, the Womanizer Duo is everything.
I haven't tried that one.
I ain't tried
that.
This is my favorite toy. It's a splurge. It's $209. It's a splurge, but it is worth every freaking penny.
So I could be using, because it uses, Womanizer uses the air technology to stimulate the clit. So we have your air technology, pleasure waves in this part, and then you have this, and the G-spot stimulator is the perfect size for me. I hate ones that are so big, or I hate ones that are too small. I hate ones that are not curved enough. And this one is flexible, so I can get it in the right position. And one thing I love about the Duo is that it has a touch sensor on it. So if I have it in that mode, once my clit touches this, it turns on. Once I take it from my body, it turns off. So I could, bust a nut and then lay it on the bed and go to sleep, and I don't have to worry about it.
That's neat. So how would I use that one with the partner? Because that seems more, is that like a solo one? Like how could my partner use that one on me?
This will pretty much, so from your partner using it, if the part that I like best about it is that all the controls are right here on the face.
Okay.
Except for the power button. The power button is underneath the bottom, so that way it's not easy for you to accidentally cut it off. So you have to intentionally.
Yeah, you don't want to start all over from the beginning.
Right. So then you have here on the face of it, you have 5 buttons. You have 2 that control the pulsation of the for the clitoris, and then you have 2 that controls the shaft for vibration if you want internal. And the fact that I could be able to hold this, now I could be able to insert it in and position it onto my partner. Now I can still kiss on her body, pay more attention to her breasts. If she asks for me to twitch it a certain way to give an angle, switch, move it around.
We're going to twitch it.
I could be able to do that. I could be able to set it at certain angles. But this is also,
and it's anal sex August. You might good in that, and I like when you have
it's anal sex August.
Yeah, anal sex. Yeah. So then you can simulate a DP action. So you can have this in vaginally. If your partner has a penis, he could be anally and have a good old time. And so you could do a bunch of things with toys that are just for you to use by yourself, but y'all use your imagination. You could figure out so many different ways to do these
There's
things.
no wrong way. Nothing wrong.
So tell the people where they can find you on social media and shop your store.
Well, okay, so social media, we are on Instagram, Facebook. I think we're linked to Twitter.
We don't hardly put nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know the Twitter.
Link.
I feel like an old
all
person.
of it is at
Twitter.
Heart's Desires. Yeah, at Heart's Desires. HARTS Desires. DESIRES. That's the way you can be able to find us no matter on any social media. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We put up YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, we got good videos on YouTube.
So that way you can get.
They do.
Yeah, some that's going that where you'll see both of us and we're talking about different subjects, or we'll split up and talk about specific things. So that way, if it's a woman's product or a male product, we'll be able to go on it, give technical issues as far as how to charge your toys, how to keep them clean, different techniques you could be able to use. This particular product, how you could be able to operate it in certain ways. So we go through tons.
Find this everywhere at Heart's Desires.
Yeah.
So we have what we do towards the end of our show, we answer a sex question from our audience. Okay. So I found a sex question and we're gonna talk about it. So this is the question. So here we go. So my husband and I, this is about couples, so I'll let y'all answer the marriage couple. My husband and I haven't had sex since February. Okay. He works a ton. He's a doctor, but I am feeling so horny. He's on vacation for 2 weeks and went on a golfing trip and went to see his old fraternity brothers. We spent maybe 2 days together, but nothing. I even reached to give him a blowjob and he said don't. I got out the shower, spread my legs open. He just told me he would be back. I snooped and found nothing. Our kids are grown. They're 20, 23, 25. They're gone and have been gone for years. It's just us. What can I do? I keep myself up and so does he. He told me that he just wants to be left alone because he barely gets time to himself.
He was on the trip fucking the fraternity brothers. No, that's not true. It might be. But no,
it might be. Look, it really might be. That might be a thing.
I think the best thing to do is, like we always, communication. Communication is everything. Is the basis of everything. Come to the husband like, look, this is how I'm feeling. Use a lot of I statements. I think sometimes we don't communicate in ways that our partners can understand this. I like to tell people, first off, say, hey, I want to talk to you about our relationship, our sexual relationship, our intimacy. Are you in a good place right now to have this conversation? Like, we don't ever ask people, are they in a good place? Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they hungry. Maybe they, whatever. Ask them, is this a good time to have this conversation? And then make it more about how you're feeling and less about, pointing the finger and about them, and just talk about it. Talk about how, you're feeling neglected and you would like some more intimacy in your relationship, and really be specific and say what type of things they could do. Like, have some actionable steps of things that you want that they could do. Because sometimes as women, we tell men, well, I want you to be more nurturing. I want you to talk to me. I want you to be more kind. And they're like, I don't know what that means. So actually tell him what you want from him, the things that you want, how y'all can sit down and plan it. What would you add?
Well, yeah, number one, the fact that no sex from February to now, and with all of the stuff that's going on, I'm pretty sure he's extremely stressed out, just like you may be, but you say he's a doctor. And we know right now that our doctors and nurses are seeing a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what type of doctor he is, but I'm just assuming.
He's stressed.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's probably going to be on a more high stress level of everything that's going on. So in that case, sometimes him trying to get away, he's trying to find a way to unwind, and he is neglecting his wife by not making time for her, but he's so caught up with trying to really mentally de-stress himself that he's not paying attention to any other things that's going on in life. So
if she got him to watch this, what would be your advice to him?
Honestly, I'm glad the fact that she got him to watch it. That's freaking awesome. That's a start. That's the start right there. Just to let him know, like, hey, now the next step is to try to communicate with her, talk to her, find out what she needs, and then add it into your schedule. You're a doctor. Everything is about scheduling. Everything is on scheduling. Try to put it into your books so that way you can focus more on her as well. Give her examination. Bring your little coat,
role play.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Enjoy it. But again, maybe focus a little bit more on her. And then that could probably help out. But I mean, I know he's probably stressed just by the way the comment went, the question went. I'm pretty sure he's stressed out as hell.
See, y'all gave this real educated answer, because my answer was he's cheating. And
I think
that's my answer.
He having sex with the fraternity brothers.
He doing something that involves somebody else.
On his phone, that means he got a burner phone, and you not.
Yes, that's what that means. Because men typically who don't have any type of issue, sexual function issue, are not going out sex that long. So he having sex with somebody, just not you.
She didn't
That's not even true.
Well, that's my answer. That's my answer. He cheating on you. That's my answer.
Yeah, whoever is dating a girl who's cool with Ashley, make sure that you don't kick it with her, because she gives out bad advice.
Whatever. Why you ain't had sex with me in months? What you doing?
Porn.
Work.
Why you doing porn when I'm there?
Because your shit whack.
It's quick.
But I don't want to cheat. Like, that's happened.
But you married to me and it's whack now? It wasn't wet before.
Because you probably gave it up more, did more. There are women who do that. There are women that do that. They give it up so they can get married, and then all of a sudden they start rationing it out.
Their kids are grown. They've been married for years.
But then what he said about porn, I mean, some people do like, so when he's watching the porn and he's masturbating, that's a quick nut. Like, he knows exactly what to do, get it off, relieve that stress, and move on. So he could just be doing that to get his release and moving on, because it don't take hardly no work.
Ashley, I hear what you're saying. I see what your face is. But as a man who was once married, who did not cheat on his wife with another woman, I ran with porn.
Wait, you didn't cheat on with no woman.
What that mean?
Right, what that mean? You like to read between the lines. I'm like, what?
What it means I went with porn. I
Porn was
what porn?
Yeah, cheating was the porn. Yeah.
Wait, me and Ashley both
Like what? What now? Wait a minute. What you
But
mean?
yeah, and some people don't look at it that way, but sometimes you can consider it still to be cheating because you're finding that fix somewhere else outside of your partner. So some people will consider that cheating. Yeah.
Okay. So listen to the people who are married. Don't listen to me. You know, I ain't had no wife. I mean, no husband, no spouse. You know, I think he cheated and move on. But you know, it ain't me. Listen to the married folk on here. They said that he probably doing porn. He just tired, and he'll come back around, sis, eventually.
When the vaccine come out and he not stressed no more.
That may be next year, but he'll come back around. So get you a vibrator, sis, in the meantime. But they say he faithful. Okay.
Next time he planning a fraternity trip, call up your girls and go follow him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Get in the car, girl, and go see what they doing. Because something don't seem right to me. But whatever. What I know. I don't have no husband.
It's Brokeback Mountain.
What the hell I know?
Fraternity trip.
I'm telling you. So
you notice how with a woman
they both got
the man.
What y'all say?
You said what, Sean?
It's always with a woman. There's something always wrong with the man. It's never them.
I mean, it could be, but if I
say that,
give you the pussy and you been fucking me, like why are you stopping now? I have questions.
I told you because sometimes you're not rationing it out like you used to. There are women that sometimes when they get married, they feel that I got them, and they revert back to some old prissy shit. It's talked about all the time. You better start talking to men. Like,
but she said she put it on the platter. She had her mop and bucket where it was dripping wet.
And he bypassed it. It was like, nah, I'm good.
Because it might not be as good as
it might be the same thing. She might be doing the same thing over and over again. It could be that lazy sex.
Exactly. A pillow princess.
Yeah, he like, that ain't worth it.
I'm cool.
I'm good.
So then where are you getting it from then? If it's not cool with me?
Online adult videos.
Yep.
I still think he cheating, sis, but we're gonna go with the married couples.
I think Sean and him both got the t-shirts, Black Men Don't Cheat. And they just gonna go with that.
They don't go with that. You know, what do I know? What I know.
What do I know?
So this brings us to the end of our show. So again, you still have time to win the Key Noir dildo here. Make sure you are watching on Facebook. You share the video and tag 2 people in the comments, and then I will announce a winner today. I mean, not today. Tomorrow, by Friday. What's the day? Wednesday? By Friday, I will announce a winner, and it'll be in your mail on next week. And so make sure you follow Heart's Desire on Instagram and Facebook. It's at Heart's Desire. And I thank you guys for being on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
We had a ball with you guys.
Yeah,
thank you. And until next week, same time, same place. And we out.
I know that you're feeling me, and truthfully I'm feeling you too, but we're in a situation with not much left to do. I just think I need to take a little time away from you. I'm caught up in my feelings, it's got me all confused. Somehow I'm feeling like you really are the one for me. The way I have to deal sometimes. Tell me, how could this be? I'm seeing right through your words, 'cause only actions speak to me.